Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we have every NBA team's updated 2021 free agency big board. So basically, this is going to give us, 2 to 3 free agents that every team should look to sign this NBA offseason. You guys, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Who are 3 realistic free agents you want your team to go for? Obviously, we all want to get the big names out there, but I mean, who's a role player out there that you think would help out your team, or maybe just like a almost all-star type of guy? As a Piston fan, honestly, I can't really think of anybody. I'm cool with the rebuild. I'm happy we got rid of guys like Blake Griffin and stuff, just like in the sense that, those are like nice players or whatever, D Rose and all them, but they weren't really gonna help the Pistons. So I don't really want to just spend money on veterans that are gonna make us just like a mediocre team. If we go for a big superstar name that wants to come here, I'm all for it, but I don't really think that's realistic as a Piston fan. So let's go get going on this and see what it's all about. First team we have is the Atlanta Hawks. So we got John Collins, Patty Mills, and Frank Ntilikina. I like Frank Ntilikina. Nice little gamble right there. Could be a good defense player with Trae Young in the backcourt. Patty Mills brings them scoring off the bench, and then John Collins, if the price is right. I'm not overpaying for John Collins. I feel like the Hawks don't really need to do that. For the Boston Celtics, we got bringing back Evan Fournier, Otto Porter Jr., Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap got to be about 90 by now, bro. I would not go for Paul Millsap, man. There is better choices out there than Paul Millsap. Otto Porter, they could probably get him for like $10 to $13 million. And Evan Fournier, I feel like he's embraced his role pretty nicely on the Celtics. Those are all, I like 2 out of the 3 choices at least, man. 2 out of 3 choices. Brooklyn Nets, we got Dinwiddie, Nerlens Noel, JaVale McGee. I could have swore Dinwiddie still had money left on his contract. I could be wrong about that. But then Nerlens Noel, JaVale McGee, just 2 shot blocking, rebounding centers that you could probably get for pretty cheap in today's era of basketball. Okay, good signings. Charlotte Hornets, Andre Drummond, Montrezl Harrell, Rashawn Holmes. Basically just not Cody Zeller. Out of all these guys, Montrezl Harrell would be nice. Rashawn Holmes, Drummond. I don't feel like Drummond fits in with the Charlotte Hornets all that much, man. Like a few years ago, they had like Dwight Howard, who pretty much plays the same way as Andre Drummond does or did or whatever. Just too much of a slow player, man. I like Montrezl and Rashawn on this team, definitely. Mainly Rashawn Holmes. I feel like he found himself a nice little home here. Good home for Holmes. Yo, I like that, man. Okay, here we go. Next up, Chicago Bulls. Devontae Graham. I feel like that's just like a Kobe White. TJ McConnell, Lauri Markkanen. I don't know if they're going to bring back Lauri or not. I was hearing probably not, but who really knows, man. And then TJ gives them a nice veteran point guard. I like TJ McConnell out of all these guys here for this team. Be a nice little signing. Could start at point guard, and then Kobe could be continue to be used off the bench, which I think is probably where he should be at this point in his career anyway. Cleveland Cavaliers, which is crazy, kind of mean to say because it's only his second year, but still. First year. Second year. Yeah, second year. First year, this year they got Patrick Williams. Cleveland Cavaliers, Jarrett Allen, Isaiah Hartenstein, Ish Smith. Yeah, Jarrett Allen. They did a lot to get this guy on the team, and I feel like he's a big part of their future. Okay, Dallas Mavericks. We got Gary Trent Jr., DeMar DeRozan, Duncan Robinson. You know what? All these guys would be great fits. Gary Trent, Duncan. I would say out of all these guys, DeMar's the best one listed. But Gary Trent, I feel like, could be the biggest part of the future, playing with Luka in the backcourt. Duncan Robinson, would be a JJ Redick type 3-point spot-up shooter. DeMar kind of needs the ball in his hands to really be utilized to his full potential, and the ball's in his hands. I mean, it's not in Luka's hands, so I don't really know if I like that unless they got it for really, really cheap. I'll say Gary Trent's the best fit here. Okay, Denver Nuggets, Will Barton, Oladipo, Derrick Rose. Don't really need Derrick Rose. You got Jamal Murray, Monte Morris. Will Barton's fine on the team. Oladipo would be a pleasant surprise to the 2 spot, so I wouldn't mind them going for Oladipo. We got the Detroit Pistons. Oh, is that okay, that's THT. Okay, so we got THT, Hamidou Diallo, and Josh Hart. We already got Diallo. See, I want to keep Diallo personally. Talen Horton would be cool, man. I would be all for that just because I know how gassed up this dude is, but plus it would be really funny to see how hyped up people are for him right now, then for him to go to the Pistons and everybody say he is trash just because he's on the Pistons. That would be kind of fun to watch. Then Josh Hart. I feel like Josh Hart would fit in nicely, man. I would take any 3 of these guys as a future starter, really, to be honest. Golden State Warriors, we got Kelly Oubre, Daniel Tice, Jeff Green. Tice would be nice. That rhymes. Jeff Green, solid veteran. Kelly Oubre, I don't really think they should bring back. He just doesn't fit into the long-term future of the team. Houston Rockets, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Oubre, Kelly Olynyk's. Olynyk's been killing it for that team. Could probably get him for the cheapest out of all these guys. Lauri, I don't really think fits because they already got Christian Wood, and I don't like those guys playing together. Oubre would be solid to run the 4 spot and have Christian Wood at the 5. I wouldn't mind that. That would be nice. I definitely wouldn't want to like, like bench like Kevin Porter or even like Deshaun Tate to play Kelly Oubre on this team. But at the 4 spot, he would kind of be nice. Or we get 2 Kellys. That'd be nice. Never seen 2 Kellys like that before. Okay. Indiana Pacers. We got TJ McConnell back on the team. Alex Caruso, Kendrick Nunn. Not much to say about it. Yeah, just get TJ back. He's been nice for the squad. LA Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, yeah, that's a pretty big priority. If they don't get Kawhi, then you could replace him with Otto Porter. And by replace, I mean gradually, or drastically fall off in that department. But Otto Porter would still be, I guess, a decent scorer for this team. Then Serge Ibaka back on the squad. Okay, nothing big there. LA Lakers, Dennis Schroeder, THT, and Montrezl Harrell. So yeah, basically, I mean, you got like 2 of the greatest bench players in the NBA, and Dennis and Montrezl. If you can get both those guys back and also get Taylor back without having to overpay, because I could see some team that has a lot of cap space just overpaying for Taylor, being like, hey, well, we ain't doing nothing the next few seasons anyway, so might as well take a chance on this kid, see what he can be. That team's going to be the Pistons, probably. Okay, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Justice Winslow, Tim Hardaway, Dougie McBucket. Yeah, Justice, I've not really heard his name in a while, so I'm going to guess he's not doing much for the Grizzlies. Tim Hardaway gives them some more, veteran scoring that can play that 2 or 3 spot. He could be okay, and Doug McBuckets is Dougie McBuckets. We got the Miami Heat with Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Duncan Robinson. I feel like Kyle Lowry, I wish they would have got him before, just because, Goran Dragic's getting up there in age. Not saying Kyle Lowry's not either, but honestly, I would be more okay with them letting go of Kendrick Nunn. And just like with this team right now, running it with Kyle Lowry and Dragic, with those guys both as veterans splitting minutes, that would be kind of cool. DeRozan, I mean, I guess you could make a case for him. I actually wouldn't mind him at the 4 spot. That could be a little interesting. Like, he's played a little bit for the Spurs this season. And then Duncan Robinson, yeah, I mean, he's once again just Duncan Robinson. We know what he does for the Heat. Milwaukee Bucks. We got Bobby Portis, Oladipo, D Rose be a clutch signing, man, just because they just paid Drew Holiday a whole bunch of money, so I don't really know how much money they have to go for other guys. Bobby Portis seems to fit in nicely with the team. Oladipo, I could see that too, him playing the 2, Chris at the 3, and then Giannis at the 4, obviously. So yeah, either one of those guards would be nice. I feel like D Rose would probably be the cheapest option out of the 2, and would both fit in nicely in my opinion. We got the Timberwolves, Paul Millsap, PJ Tucker, JaMychal Green. So basically, they're just saying at this point, man, like, screw it. We need a power forward. I don't care who it is, as long as it's not, who is it right now, man? Jared Vanderbilt, or is it still that Juancho Hernan-Gomez? I don't know. Paul Millsap, PJ Tucker, not really long-term solutions at all. Sure, why not, man? Y'all can get PJ. Next up, we got the Pelicans. So Lonzo Ball, PJ Tucker, Paul Millsap. Okay, I would get Lonzo Ball back out of all these guys. PJ, Paul Millsap, once again, like, not really big needle movers for me. I would get Lonzo, and I would get rid of Eric Bledsoe and get some shooting on that, 2 spot. 3-and-D type of play. Go for Gary Trent, somebody like that, man. Next up, we got the New York Knicks, and this is going to be Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, or Lonzo Ball. Okay, so obviously Kawhi Leonard would be the go-to out of all this. If they could do that, that'd be amazing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but yeah, he would bring them to like championship contention. Chris Paul, we know the type of difference maker he is. I kind of want to see CP3 finish things out with the Phoenix Suns. Lonzo, and obviously, like Lonzo, I would actually take Lonzo over Chris Paul in the sense of like the long term. Like, if you could sign Chris Paul to like a 1-year deal or sign Lonzo to a 4-year deal, I would take Lonzo over the 4 years. Just because, I mean, longevity, growing with the team and stuff like that, man. Like, you would hate a circumstance where they got CP3 and they, were good, but then win a championship. Then it's like, well, okay, where are we at now? Next up, we got the OKC Thunder, Alonzo, Gary Trent, Taylor, Horton Tucker. They already got Shea, so they don't really need, I mean, I guess like Gary could play, really any of these guys could play with Shea, to be honest, man. I mean, yeah, pick which one you want, I guess. Orlando Magic, Duncan Robinson, Kelly Oubre, Malik Monk. Kelly Oubre, I would think would probably be the best choice here, just because, age-wise, Duncan's like 27 now, isn't he? Something like that. Malik Monk could be interesting, just a new change of pace. Definitely have a lot of shots to be had on the Orlando Magic also. We got the 76ers, Danny Green, Oladipo, Gordu, Dieng. I mean, I like Dwight Howard as a backup center. Victor Oladipo, not really shooting the 3 nicely, and that's what they would kind of need on this team alongside Ben Simmons, and the Danny Green's just a dude now, so not really loving any of those picks right there. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, Goran Dragic, Josh Richardson. Yeah, they can bring CP3 back, on a, well, I guess he's probably going to opt in. It's crazy to think that team would want Chris Paul to opting out a $44 million contract. Yeah, I think it will be the final season of it. So hopefully he just accepts that and goes back to the Suns for a season. That'd be nice. Portland Trailblazers, Norman Powell, Patty Mills, David Nwaba. Yeah, you just recently traded for more. Norman Miles will bring him back. And Patty Mills is whatever. Sacramento Kings, Nerlens Noel, Rashawn Holmes, JaVale McGee. I feel like Rashawn Holmes, they might have to overpay for him a little bit. I don't know if I necessarily want them to do that. So I'd rather them use that money to fix some other spots on the team. You know, really go all into like Marvin Bagley as center for a season. And just go for like a Noel or McGee for a lot cheaper and use that money elsewhere. I mean, Rashawn's been nice for the Kings though. I could see where they would want to, you know, keep him around still. San Antonio Spurs, John Collins, DeMar DeRozan, Lauri Markkanen. Definitely not DeMar. That makes zero sense. They've already said they're not bringing him back. John Collins, out of all these guys, I would try to get if I was the Spurs. You know, athletic, uphill kind of pace up in there, man, where it's just like a team that's that's trying to get away from the whole like half-court, slow type of basketball. John Collins would definitely help out. Lauri Markkanen, out of all, I guess I would take him second on this list. Toronto Raptors, Gary Trent, Kyle Lowry, Andre Drummond. I'll go for Gary Trent, get him back on the team. Him and Fred VanVleet, that's like a future damn, 40-plus point per game backcourt. Utah Jazz, Mike Conley, Nicholas Batum, Kelly Olynyk. Olynyk would be kind of nice, a little added offense to the team. But I think getting Mike Conley back, who was just an all-star this season, man. You definitely want to try to get him back. And we have the Washington Wizards with Serge Ibaka, Rashawn Holmes, Nerlens Noel. Get all three, man. Y'all need some bitch-ass defense up in there. So, okay, some of these I agree with. Some of these I definitely disagree with. Outside of like Kawhi to the Knicks, there wasn't like any like big, huge free agent that was popping off here. I guess Chris Paul was mentioned a few times, but I don't think it's a really strong free agent class anyways. So, you know, while we're obviously expecting things to happen this year, I do think Kawhi's probably going back to the Clippers. I could see Oladipo re-signing with the Miami Heat. We all know he wanted to be there anyway, so I could see that happening. And I think if anything were to happen this year, it's going to be done via trade, so we'll kind of see about that. But yeah, man, that's all we got for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.